Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tune in, tune in, tune in. Tap in to another episode of G War Chronicles. It's your host and CEO, E Pesos. I'm here to bring y'all another dope ass episode over the phone edition with my homie Paris, Brooklyn native. My homie been down more than 2 decades, walking that number down. So without further ado, introduce yourself, my boy.
This is Paris Perkins, in Brooklyn, Bushwick area, mostly. Born in Bed-Stuy.
Born and raised in the style. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Brooklyn boy. So let's before we get to current time, let's go back a little bit. Tell me a little bit about Young Paris.
oh, young Paris was actually misguided in the streets, man. I didn't have no big brothers and no father figures, so I ran wild. I've been through a lot of knucklehead stuff in the street, cutting, stabbing, shooting, and killing. That ended me at the Spark a lot. I was in
Mm,
Sparta back and forth from 89 all the way to 93. 93 is when I did my first bid. I started off in Sparta.
93. 93. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. How old was you when you hopped off the porch?
11.
11 years old. And I always ask people that
Yeah.
question because I like to do like a little analytics, right? And I be telling these parents that, you know, ages 10, ages 9 through 12 are real critical ages. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when we make our decision. You
Yeah.
know, that's when we make our decisions on how we gonna move. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you really gotta be
Yeah.
on point. You really gotta be on point. You know what I'm saying? As far as the mothers out there right now, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta watch your kids, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know how the streets affect. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now let me ask you
So
this:
I
Was
grew
it
up pretty much sheltered. Yeah.
so you okay? I was about to ask you that. So you were sheltered coming up?
Yeah, I was sheltered. When I lived in Nostrand and Herkimer, that's where I pretty much grew up at. I went to 93 back in that time.
Okay.
I didn't get to go outside or run around and have no fun. I got to see kids running around having fun, but it wasn't until I moved to Bushwick that I was able to run around a little bit. And you know, when you finally get the freedom, the streets ain't always kind. I ran around that area and I didn't fit in with everybody, so
Mm,
it started a lot of nonsense.
okay. Okay. So
Turned to a lot of fights.
a lot of fights, a lot of anger that you. So where you think this
Yeah.
anger? Where you think the anger came from?
For me, I didn't come out the house with anger. I came out the house genuinely looking for friends and trying to fit in. But
Mm,
because my area was kind of diverse, it was Spanish, Black, Caribbean people,
okay.
I looked Spanish. I
Mm,
didn't fit in. You know, back at that time, a lot of Latin people didn't welcome Black people with open arms. It was that real heavy Latin King Yeta area, and they was kind of excluding Black people. So when they found out that I was actually Black, they kind of like kicked me to the curb. Sometimes we had to fight to get kicked to the curb.
mm. And you
And then
know,
the Black people, because I was so light skinned, they teased me a lot, so it caused a lot of fights too.
oh wow. So you was in the middle of a lot of bullshit.
I was in the middle of everything.
So
Everything. I
so
was
now
being ping ponged around.
I'm glad you mentioned the Latin King Nieta era, which is ultimately what started the UBN nation. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
back in those times, it was real hard
Yes.
for the blacks. It was hard for the blacks, especially inside the prisons. You know what I'm saying? Especially inside the prisons. It was
So
talk to me.
when I came into the prison system, it wasn't bad because I went to Sparta. It was first generation Latin Kings in Sparta with me, and they stood up with me. We went through some hardships in Sparta because the staff there was abusing us. It's all
Mm,
over the news right now what they was doing to kids and sexually abusing us, physically abusing us, males, females, it didn't matter. And some of us was we stood up, and that caused me to catch a new charge and leave Sparta and go to Rikers Island.
mm,
So when I went to Rikers Island as an adolescent in '94 from Sparta, even then I left with Spanish people. I left with Spanish people and Black people, and it wasn't that hostile. I noticed the difference when I got to Rikers Island because people that I grew up with in the streets and people who came with me from Sparta, they'd be like, hold up, you can't come over here. This is like the Spanish people area. And I was like, what? But it was no different than when I went to the guard bodies area. I grew up with dudes that was guard body in the street and school and everything, and they'd be like, "Yo, P, we about to have our little meeting. You can't be over here."
Mm.
So it was a little diverse. It wasn't as bad as probably with the adults.
Okay.
I didn't notice the real conflict until I went to the Bing when I was with the first generation, probably non-born of all the adolescent bloods.
Okay.
All of them was with me in the Bing, and that's when they came up with the story of why the war was breaking out with the oppression, what the older people was going through, not the young people. I couldn't see it at the time I was on the island because pretty much Brooklyn ran everything.
Right.
When I
Right.
was an
Right.
adolescent and with all the old timers on the island, Brooklyn wasn't suffering. We was running all of that.
Yeah, I was running all that
I
shit.
was
Right. Right.
happy to be from Brooklyn. Yeah, as soon as I got to the island, not to mention the old timers I told you about previously, they was there. They was guard body, but they was Brooklyn. It was like, but that's Paris. He over here with us.
And this was and
So
this
I
was
didn't go
and this
to
was
the
and this was pre-blood Decept era.
yes, yes, yes. It was a lot of them on the island, heavy. And you got sectional things where it was like heavy Brownsville, heavy East New York, Fort Greene, Marcy Projects, all of those heavy areas where there's a lot of people from, all those people clicked together. So we didn't feel the oppression that people that started Bloods from the Bronx, Harlem, Queens that came together felt. You didn't feel that.
Mm. Okay. 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 So now, how old was you when you first got arrested?
On that big 15.
No, I'm saying so that was the earliest. You was the first time you got put in handcuffs. You was 15.
No, I was 11. I made it to Scarface 89 at 11. I made
Oh
the news
shit.
for papers for having a gun when I was 11. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. 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 11 years old. So now,
I
take me.
made the New York Times.
So now, take me to the mind of 11-year-old that's going through all that, like. What was your mind frame at 11 years old as you was walking through these prisons?
When I walked through the system, I was scared. I cried. I didn't know
Mm,
what to expect.
mm.
I heard stories of what jail was like, and I didn't know what was going to happen to me. So I cried. I was praying to go home and all of that. So
Now,
that
is
was
it
my experience at 11.
and what was the age group in there?
Anywhere from maybe 10 to 16, 17.
And what was
You
some of the
can turn 16 and 17 in Sparta, but you get locked up and you commit your crime 16 and 17, you go to adolescence, right to Island.
you're going to Rikers Island. So what was some of the shit that was going on? Some of the wild shit that was going on in there when you was 11 years old, watching all the shit play out.
People getting extorted for their snacks. Um, People telling you where you can and cannot sit because people sat in the front area closest to the TV. Uh, the people who ran the housing unit usually stood at the front of the line and made all the, I guess, the regular people stand in the back or the middle. That was the little info that I got at 11.
And you know what's
And
crazy?
every year after 11, I was back and forth to Sparta. So as you progress, you become older and more knowledgeable, so it doesn't affect you as much.
You know what's crazy? That you said, like, people sitting in certain spots. Excuse me. I went in the feds '04. '04, came home 13. And it's the same thing. Like, if you know your first day in there, you see a seat in the tea room, you just sitting down. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tap you on your shoulder, yo, this is my spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like, the fuck?
Yeah,
Nigga, you don't get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I used to always buck against niggas like that because if the police come in here
yep,
and tell you to move, you ain't gonna do shit.
you gonna move.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do
Yeah,
shit, but you gonna tell me where I can sit. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was always I was never I never felt that.
nah.
I ain't
It's
like
a
that shit.
sad way of people establishing themselves in there, and it's sad to say, as I got older and I started going back and forth, I gave into the nonsense. But it wasn't until '93 that I did time. Everything else is like I did a week, I did 3 days, I did 3 months until '93 when I did years. So
Okay,
'93 to 2000, yeah, I
now
was
what was the
locked up.
now what was the case in '93?
'93 was manslaughter, assault.
And how old was you?
15.
15. So you went to Spofford at 11.
Yeah.
Came home when?
3 days later,
Okay, 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 okay.
3 days later, that was for a gun and threatening somebody with a gun. Then in '90, I got arrested again for fighting in school. I had a weapon. Then in '91, I had the same thing, school related, a fight in school. Somebody got stabbed. Then in '92, I had a fight with somebody in the school. The teacher and student got beat up. They sent me to NSD. I did a little time then. I came home '93 and got locked up for a weapon in Sterling. I know you know about the old schools, bad boy school, Sterling
Oh
and
yeah,
Baby
oh yeah,
Sterling.
oh yeah.
So I went to really tough schools when I got kicked out of regular school. I went to 369, which is downtown Immerhorn, and I went to Sterling. They changed it from Sterling on Atlantic, and they moved it to Ellery behind Marcy Project and Tompkins Project. And I went there and I got arrested there in '92,
Mm.
and then again in '93 for fights with weapons in the school. Then eventually I got shot up, and the whole neighborhood started going through turmoil. People started getting hurt too,
Mhm, mhm.
and I ended up in Spofford with 2 murders and 2 attempted murders.
Damn, damn.
Then I made it in the New York Times again at that time for all of the kids that was in Spofford that was locked up for murders.
Damn. So it was just a lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth. A lot of back
Yeah,
and forth. So now let me ask you this question. What was what was the motivation behind, like, would you say poor choices? Would you say environment? Would you say people you was around? Like, what would you say was the motivation behind getting in trouble, going back, like, you know what I'm saying?
I think poor choices, the people I was around. So when you don't have a strong father figure or positive role model, you look towards the street for an example to follow. And
Hmm.
sometimes those examples is not positive. You look at what our communities look like, and the music and the movies, and everybody want to fit into that dynamic. You become that example, or you stay away from it. Some
Right.
people fall victim to it, and I just happen to be one of the people who fell victim to it.
Mm. Okay. So now you go in at 15. You said you went in '93. You came home when? 2000.
2000.
2000. So from '93 to 2000, that's 7 years. When you came home, what was the culture shock to you?
I was totally disoriented. I didn't even know how to use a Metro card. I was using Metro card. I didn't know how to purchase a Metro card, let alone use a Metro card. I think I got pretty much put in the right direction because I had my little brothers there to help me. My uncle came through for me with a job. My aunt came through for me with a job. So I was able to transition pretty good. And a lot of people gravitated to me because I know how to present myself well. I know how to speak good. So I didn't have problems transitioning.
Right.
It did feel like a movie when I walked out of Queensboro and I started walking around and seeing everything for the first time, actually just being an adult walking around free.
Hmm. Hmm. So now during that during that during that bit during that bit, what was some of the did you feel like you wanted to change at all coming during that bit, or was it like fuck it, it is what it is, I'm going back out here on the same shit?
Oh no, I changed. I came home all the way changed. I went through my transition in prison, fighting, cutting, stabbing. I had to go through that. You can't survive in that environment without going through something,
Right.
especially if you're looking to keep your property, your sanity, and your booty. So
Right.
the
Right.
90s wasn't kind. They still back in the day, booty bandit era where they was doing some weird stuff to kids coming into the system. So you had to be a little vicious to survive.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, when I came, and that's when that was like the bloodiest era too. I think when I came up 1995 to corrections from BFY, and the Bloods and the Latin Kings went to war 96, 97, 98. That was the bloodiest time probably in prison because it went up. And I was in one of the worst facilities at that time, Great
Mm-hmm.
Meadow, a.k.a. Comstock.
Comstock.
Yeah, gladiator school.
Gladiator fucking
And
school.
it was viciously.
So now
Yeah,
was this? So
I
now
went
was
from
this?
fencing.
So now was this razors and knives or was this hands and?
Oh, this is all the way back to the knives. You really seen somebody doing this fighting, boy. Crossing the DFY was a blessing because you really got to perfect your knuckle check in those places, but you couldn't really use it that much when you came up here and everybody got a weapon. So it was scary. I survived that bit with scrapes and scratches, a little nicks and knocks here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but it was vicious.
So let me ask you this question:
It
what is the symbolism between New York niggas and the buck 50? Why is the buck 50 so important?
because it's a statement probably to everybody that you actually gave someone something for playing themselves.
Mm.
When I first came upstate, this is what old timers told me. You didn't cut somebody with a razor unless they was a snitch or a homo. But kids coming into the system, I was one of those kids being afraid of these old men with knives.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get to their knife as quick as you could get to that razor. So the cutting started going crazy around 96 all the way up. We
By the
changed
time
the
you,
game with
by
that
the time you
because
reach, by the time you reach for that motherfucker, you cut already.
yeah, you already cut. And the blood is what caused the horror because the police come and they be like, yeah, shut everything down. We're not used to this. We
Right.
used to somebody stabbing and coming to the hospital saying, listen, I got a punch, you're going to take me out. But that blood everywhere, it changed the game. And a lot of old timers fell in line with that too. Not that they wouldn't come at you with that knife because nobody wants to get stabbed. That's death.
Right. Right.
But that cut backs you up off a person quick.
Man, I see the buck 50 so crazy, yo. The nigga teeth was showing through his motherfucking cheek.
Yeah, I've seen so many of those. So I was going through stuff like that in the streets before I ever got locked up. So I know what it's like to cut somebody. But
Okay.
being scared and Rikers Island, when you cut somebody and that person don't leave the building, you got a lesson. They don't leave the building. You're going to see that person again. So the scariest part is when that person coming back to you to cut you back.
Mm. Now it's a
That's the
now it's a
scariest stuff.
now it's a razor fight.
Now it's a razor fight, and it's traumatizing because everybody don't always walk away without getting cut up bad too. I've seen a lot. There's a lot of TV stuff that goes on. Everybody don't do the manly stuff where they cut people face to face. They sneak up behind and cut them, and then a person get cut. You can't do much with trying to fight back or cut them back. It don't always work out to your advantage.
Right.
But when a person is driven to catch you after you don't got him, he's not going to miss because he already cut. Yeah, it's scary.
Damn.
It's scary.
So now let's shift the gears a little bit. Tell me about the staff in there up to that point.
Back then,
Back
it was
then.
racially diverse.
You have one
I
minute
want to
left.
say, I want to say the Spanish officers rock with the Spanish people. The black officers half-ass rock with the black people. They did take a little stance when it came to black people stepping up when it came to dealing with the Spanish people a lot. Um, White officers always hated us. They never really rocked with us, even up here. Always a diversity. You notice even in the street, Spanish people tend to look out for the people a lot more.
Right, right,
You
right.
come into the system, they'll literally give you a bag of clothes, food, whatever. White people do the same thing. Black people looking to see what they can get out you or if you're worth giving anything to.
That's crazy. I hate that.
I got a
I hate
call
that.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come right back. Come right back.
Yep.
All right. As y'all can see, this is part one of it, and we're going to continue when he calls back for part two. Peace. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, we back to it. We back to a brief intermission. So yeah, like you were saying, how the and you just said something that it's like that inside the feds. Every other Tuesday, a bus come in, and you get your white boys, your Spanish, your black, your mixture, Indians, and whatever other race there is, your Asians and stuff like that. But white boy come in, white boys embrace him, take him in. He gonna have his sweatpants. He gonna be able to take a shower, freshen up. He gonna have all the body. He got everything you need. Spanish dude come in.
Yeah.
Spanish dude come in less than 15 minutes. You don't even recognize him. He got a haircut, shape up, everything. Black dude come in the feds, you know it's cars and states. So it's where you from, bro? Oh, I'm from North Carolina. Oh, nah, you ain't got no homies over here. You gotta wait till the next move. You know what I'm saying? And niggas have really let this nigga sit there. You know what I'm saying?
Messed up.
And niggas have really let this nigga sit there. You know, you've been in transit for 2 weeks. You musty, you stinking. You know what I'm saying? And niggas have really let him sit there until somebody from North Carolina or somebody from the down south car come holler at him. And that's the weirdest, craziest shit in the world, bro. How we don't fuck with each other like that.
Yes, it is. It's sad to say that we got the biggest population in the system, but we have the most, I want to say, separatism in the system. It's so much that separate us so-called black people in this system that it's a shame. 'Cause even I was talking to people at my community, black community, that like literally everybody wants to have this great unity amongst everybody, but we'll never be united until all of these religions decide we want to respect everybody and come together for certain things, for we'll all be good. Once you
Right.
keep looking at everybody as different and separate, it's going to always cause a division. And I told them at the service, too, I said, when I first started coming to the service, because I'm a Yankee, and I'm white, and I look Spanish, y'all treated me like I was shit 20 years ago. It took 20 years for me to become an elder in this community where y'all respect me without question. But
Right.
initially, y'all look at this as a thing for just Caribbean people. There's too much separatism with us in here. If it ain't a movement for us to go against somebody for a cause, we'll always implode on ourselves.
That's crazy, yo. I hate that for us, yo. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I really do.
All
I
it
really
takes
do.
is small pockets of unity to spread. All of it is everybody wants to be a part of something. That's how all movements was created, especially amongst our women. They want to be protected and respected, and they'll gravitate to wherever they see strength and unity. But a
Exactly.
lot of times, people utilize that for the wrong purposes. We lost our motivational speakers that sit on big platforms to move the crowd. Now we have rap music.
Very true. We lost our political leaders, you know what I'm saying? The ones that was really
Yeah,
stepping up there, trying to lead the people that had big voices, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gonna listen to whatever your favorite rapper telling you to do.
yes, yes.
Yeah, man, it's crazy out
And the
here, man.
ones who actually do like conscious rap, they get overshadowed because nobody really wants to hear that.
Right, nobody trying to hear that. Nobody trying to hear that constant shit. I don't want to think. I want to get high and I want to dance. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
and the,
crazy,
and
man.
the sad reality is all of those paths leads to this. All of those paths lead to this.
So now,
I sit back with so many people. Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I sit back with so many people in here that their idols is still those rappers, and they talk about how they going home to change and do something different. And 2 or 3 years after they go home, I see them right back in here. I see them right back in here. And I asked them what happened. They're like, yo, bro, it's hard out there, man. So I picked up the bag and I thought I could do it, and I got caught up. Or they
Mm.
went out there trying to be a rapper, killed somebody, and came back in with more time. And now they're the new gang bosses in prison. I was like, bro, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I never understood
Like,
what we the illusion that we chase when it comes to this street shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess in a lot of situations the street is more appealing than college, than being a
Yeah,
so-called square, than being a so-called not a street dude. Like, and this is what I want to make, cool niggas in the street. It's cool to be cool, bro. Like, know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be
it is.
out here doing it, because now when you get 30, 20, 40, 50 years in jail, you wish you was the cool nigga. You know what I'm saying? You
You
wish you
wish
was the
it with
square.
your whole heart.
You know what I'm saying?
I got 32 years in this system. I got more life in here. This is more I know than anything else. And I cry all the time because I wish I was home with my family, with my loved ones. I got certain people that's been dedicated to being there for me for years outside my family. And I miss them with my whole heart. So being in here suffering like this because we were tricked into chasing fancy cars, jewelry, nice clothes. When you in the hood and you can't afford these fancy things because your mom's might be just making it. She don't have it to get you the newest Jordans every time they come out. And you see a husband doing something, you want to do something different to catch up with them, and you don't know the end result is all the bad stuff that leads you to here. And you see it keep perpetuating itself in the next generation and the next generation. And even when you try to tell them that this is the end result, they don't care because the sad reality, our women is poisoned with this custom too. Why? They'll see a dude struggling, wearing regular stuff, working a regular job, trying to succeed, not driving a fancy car. They'll overlook him for the drug dealer making money, doing good, but doing bad.
That's
And
crazy.
they'll diss the regular dude until the regular dude level up or they grow up. The women grow up and decide, I'm tired of being ran through by these hustlers. I'm going to get me a regular dude. And it takes to grow up to actually see that.
Right, right. That's
And a lot of us is sad. We grow up in here missing out on so much life, but we still have life. I'm about to be, next year I'll be 50 years old, sad to say.
okay.
And I have a chance to get home. I have no children. I have a life still ahead of me, but you feel like you lost so much, you feel drained that you don't really care for all of that now. It's almost like a bitterness that takes over you. You got to shrug that off
And you
because I
got
missed out on so much.
and you got how much left on this bed right here?
They sentenced me to 85 years to life.
85 years to life.
Yes, I got 25 years in on this time. God has blessed me to prove some things, and I'm waiting for the outcome of that decision because I didn't commit this crime. Sometimes you run the streets and you develop a name. The police pay attention to that too. And when they can't get the people that they want, they pick a name. Oh, he
Right.
just came home for basically the same type of stuff, murders and assaults. So just throw the case on him.
Throw the
He'll
case
figure
on
it
him.
out.
Right.
Yeah. And you be sitting in here forever trying to be like, yo, how the hell this shit just happened? I don't even know these people. But you see it in our culture now as you look through the last 20 years, more and more exposure is starting to come out about the people who are being wrongfully convicted and exonerated after doing 20, 30, 40
20,
years
30
in
years.
prison.
Yes, you see it. I'm seeing that on Instagram every day
Yeah,
now. Every day I see.
I know countless people that grew up with me in here, from kids, even the ones that was in Spofford with me. They just got exonerated for being locked up for cases. The Century Park Five, my boy John Bunn, who they called him CO throughout his day because he was alleged to have killed some correctional officers. He didn't do it. He was just exonerated. And all the other people that I know throughout this time in here, they all home living the best life. And the police will force you, beat you, choke you, slap you around until you sign something you don't even know what you signing. And they're like, yeah, that's a confession. You just gave us what we needed. You did it. Going to jail.
That's crazy, yo. That's so crazy, yo. It's so sad. It's so crazy at the same time because it's like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you trapping motherfuckers, yo. It's like motherfuckers don't have no options. You know what I'm saying? And it is sad that somebody come home from doing all that innocent time and you offer them a couple $1 million or a couple $100,000. That's cool, but that doesn't replace the days, the months, the hours, the minutes, the seconds that was spent innocently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Innocent time is a different type of time. Innocent time is like
yeah.
sad time. You know what I'm saying? That's sad time. That's hard time. Alright, if I did what I did, alright, I know I did this shit. We go here later after this 10. I got caught. I slipped. I could have did this when I did that. Alright, cool. They caught me. But to be in here innocently knowing, hey, yo, bro, I didn't do this, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
You know the
it's,
craziest thing about being in here for something you didn't do is trying to figure out a way to get out, and the hatred and the hurt that goes through your heart, you want to lash out at everybody behind that. So I went through a bloody transition in this place until something woke me up, and I sat back and I talked to my brothers and sisters, and I was like, "Yo, man, I could do it. I could fight my way out of here. I could figure it out. I got to pull some strings and charge up some things and make some things happen. But I can give this back. I'm watching other people give the time back because at some point you start to feel like hopeless and trapped. You want to give up on life.
right,
You want to
right,
give up on everything.
right.
I felt those hopeless feelings.
And
I
what is
felt
the
those trapped feelings.
and what is the motivation to keep you going, bro?
I actually ended up with my baby brother, and I got to go through some traumatic situations with him, and it woke me up. It woke a whole nother side of me up. I never wanted to see my brothers come into a place like this, but it was even worse to actually sit in front of him as a young man and get to talk to him and know him. And then we both got singled out for basically speaking up and beat half to death and then separated. And I cried my eyes out. My sisters and them cried. We went through some hell. We in the New York Times for that also, for prison reform. So I literally woke up. Another side of me woke up. I said, I got to fight my way out of here. I said, if it takes me to change at least the foundation of what me and my family is going through, sometimes it takes one link to throw the whole chain off. And I figured maybe that link was me. And if I could fight my way out and change everything, then maybe we'll all be blessed again. It feel like we cursed.
Because my thing is doing time with your brother. Because I was locked up with my older brother for a little bit while I was pending the feds coming to get me to extradite me. You know what I'm saying? That was probably one of the worst feelings in the world for me was to be locked up with my brother. You know what I'm saying? To be locked
It's
up with,
scary.
to be in the cell with my mother's child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this my brother in this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this my whole brother out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? And this my older brother, so he felt like he felt me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I felt him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all kind of was. It was just like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was a
But you
real
got a
sad.
moment to sit back and think, what can we do to make this right?
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
probably the biggest healing process, to have that moment to sit back and figure out what can we do to make this right. This is the saddest reunion you can ever have. Is to be brothers in a place like this.
No problem. Yeah, it's just it's one of them things, man, where it's like, I really did feel away. Like, I mean, I felt fucked up. I mean, my older brother, he's back in jail now, and it's just to have my siblings, what I mean, missing, and I'm going through this life shit alone, and both our parents passed, and now we're here together in this prison together. I was really fucked up, man. I ain't like how I felt. I ain't like how it felt. I ain't like how I felt.
It changed something in you, right?
Hell yeah,
I
hell yeah.
felt that change. I think God calmed me down because I was going through a lot of rage in here. So He put me with them again because I was dealing with that. So He brought me back with them. I was like, what? What's this crazy? They put me with one brother I ain't seen in 20 years. Then they put me with the baby brother again. I was like, all right,
So
God
wait, so
told me
you
to
got
relax.
so you got two siblings in there.
Yes,
So you got
yes.
two siblings. So y'all not co-defendants. All y'all doing your own separate time.
Own separate time.
Now that was the homie Ty. who I did the interview with, the
Yes,
last phone conversation with. You know what I'm saying? Now, Ty got a Ty. So now you're the big brother, correct?
yes, I'm the oldest.
So now, Lil bro got what, 20,
He got 20 in,
and Lil bro got what,
16.
16. So now, yeah, it's the raw shit right here. This all part of it. You know they hear you talking that they hear you talking that real shit. They cut your phone off. You know the shit. They always
Yep,
listening. They always listening. They hear you talking that shit. They
yes,
know
they
what's up.
are.
You know what I'm saying? But like, so I was saying to you, you got two little brothers, and they both got similar sentences, right? Now,
Yes,
as the big brother, looking back, how do you feel about your brothers and the time that they got? Do you feel like they followed your footsteps? Do you feel like there's a pattern? Do you feel like there's a chain that needs to be broken? You know what I'm saying? Speak on that for me.
I don't think they followed in my footsteps because one defended itself. I had a similar situation where I defended myself, and he ended up taking a life because of it. And if I had to say him or the other person, I'm glad my brother's
Of
alive.
course,
That's all I
you
could
already know
say.
the shit. You already know the shit.
Um, he got a strong support system, so we'd have been there with him regardless. But if he's gone, he's gone. So he didn't follow in anybody's footsteps. He's actually a good kid doing a lot of amazing
Okay,
things when he was
okay,
gone.
okay, good,
And
good.
my baby brother, they literally set him up too. That area, sometimes, it's like city boys moving into these upstate, different location areas, and they targeted him and set him up for a case that he didn't do. So they had like some major indictments with like all types of people they believe kingpins and gang members up in the area. His
Right,
name came up in it. He was in the center of the cover of the page of the newspaper articles. Like three of them. He ended up beating most of the cases. And in retaliation, they set him up with a weapon charge and said he shot at somebody and gave him attempted murder charge. And he didn't do none of it. Nothing at all.
that's crazy.
And the people pretty much testified to that fact that the government was putting pressure on them to lie on him. And here it is. They still here.
That's crazy, yo. Yeah, the
But
system
it
is
hurts
crazy.
all the same.
The
It
system is
hurts
crazy.
all the same because, yeah, my family's affected by it because the males of the family is gone. The protectors of our
Right,
sisters
right,
and nieces, mama, grandmama is
right.
gone. So they hurt inside. So like I said, when you miss that one link off the chain, everything starts to get affected behind it.
Yes, sir.
My absence affected my brothers and sisters, my moms, my grandmoms, and everybody who missed and loved me and depended on me. Then when the next one starts going away, then the next one goes away. It kind of makes a hole in a family and a unit. Even though they thrive and they survive, it's almost like the absence put a pain there on
Right,
everybody.
right.
We all feel it. And then when you start losing loved ones, people start passing away. It's even more hurt.
Yeah.
So
So now in New York State, do they allow you to go to funerals and stuff like that, or it gotta be paid for? What?
yeah, they do. They do. They won't let me and the baby brother go because of our names and reputations is too high. They let the other brother go.
Nice.
So in this state, they got something they classify you as like CMCA, when you have a highly sophisticated case, escape risk, or you very influential.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, so me and my baby brother got that on our record, so they won't let us go and do much.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so now when you see cases like the Robert Brooks case and stuff like that, I mean, I know when I was interviewing Lil Bro, he was saying that that's an everyday thing in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your
Yes,
is it really on that type of time between staff and inmates in there?
yes, it is. Just to make a quick comment, I am Robert Brooks. I survived. That's the only difference.
Damn.
The police did everything that they did to him and even worse. I just lived. They beat my teeth out my mouth, broke me up so bad. My spine is messed up, my eyes messed up, my ears messed up. They put a plastic bag over my head, choked me unconscious, yapped my chain off my neck. They did horrendous stuff to me and my baby brother, and it's listed in the New York Times. November 24th, 2025, the article is Restrained, Beaten, Asphyxiated. Prison guards' brutalities grow in New York State prisons. And then November 28th of 2025, the legislators is using my case and my brother's case, Robert Brooks' case, for prison reform because this is the norm. So before these people did their strike protesting the body cameras, when nobody was able to see what they was doing to us, they could lie and say that we attacked them and beat us half to death or kill us. Or they
Right.
can kill you and say you clean up, you killed yourself.
Right. Right. So the
There's
strike.
countless people in here,
So the strike was for them to use the bodies. If they didn't have the body cameras,
so they wouldn't have to wear the body cameras.
that's crazy.
It was like
Now,
a culture shock for the first time. Certain officers had to wear it, and they was able to turn it off. So those officers who did that to Robert Brooks, they thought because they turned it off, it wasn't going to capture
I was gonna
nothing.
catch
But the
right
people just happened to give them new body cameras that once you do anything fast movement, it turns on.
automatically. Right.
But
Right.
it's
Right.
not, yeah, automatically turns on, and you have to press it for it to give audio and video.
But
So
other
they
than
didn't
that, it's giving
realize
you,
they was being recorded.
it's giving you videos, not giving you audio.
It's not giving you audio.
So
So when
now,
they see what they
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish up.
so when they seen what their coworkers did, and basically now they're going to be forced to have to wear them shits too, they just decided, nah, we're going to shut this down. We ain't doing that. You giving these prisoners too much power because it's always been a us against them type of thing, and we didn't
Right.
have unity. Every once in a while there was unity with it. If we seen that they was about to attack somebody, we wouldn't move. We wouldn't go nowhere until that person made it back to the cell. Nobody left.
Right. Right. Right.
And they'll isolate you and still try it. But people like Robert Brooks, they'll get you when you go on transfer. They'll put the word out. Listen, this dude right here, get him. And they'll
Yeah, because
get
he
you soon as
wasn't.
you get to another facility.
Yeah, because I investigated that case. He was only there for like 48 minutes.
Yeah. Because what happened is the last location sent word to the new location
Of
that he's
course.
an
Of
asshole. He
course.
likes to play games, beat him up. And that's how they introduced him into their facility. You know how many times they sent us to new facilities and the officers will rough you up just the same way? And who can you tell? You could tell one of their coworkers that they just roughed me up in the intake area.
So now, damn, that's crazy. So now, your case, your case, um, is that finished? Is that or it's still going on with the whole with the case that made the paper with how the police
No, it's
mistreated
still
you?
going on. Yeah, it's still going on.
So now,
I just found a way to bring more people in on my case by turning my federal case into a class action because I came across more people who went through similar experiences as me, but they never wrote it up. They didn't get lawyers to help them, so I brought them on board. Like, listen, come over here with me. I'm going to get my lawyer on top of this.
damn it, man.
And on top of them doing all of this horrendous stuff to me, they gave me multiple tickets. I beat all the tickets. I fought tooth and nail to beat those misbehavior reports. Then the ultimate, they gave me a new charge and offered me 5 years. I beat the new charge. They've been denying me medical assistance. They'll give me the bare necessity to like help me with certain things, but they didn't give me an MRI to show the extent of the damage that they did to me. One of the people recently slipped up and told me that I have traumatic scoliosis in my spine. So I have a curve in my spine because they beat me so bad. I have sciatic nerve problems in both my legs that I get up every morning. I could barely use the bathroom because my spine hurts so bad. I
Damn,
can
bro.
barely see out of one eye. I can barely hear out of one ear. My jaw constantly hurts from them kicking me in my mouth, kicking my teeth out.
Damn, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear all this is happening to you, bro. No, man, it's fucked up, bro.
Yeah. And this all stemmed from basically the prisoners in the facility had a demonstration. They call a peaceful protest a demonstration. And
Hmm.
they figured I orchestrated the demonstration, so they wrote me a misbehavior report for the demonstration. I beat the misbehavior report. And I put in a lawsuit against them for filing a false document against me because I proved I had nothing to do with this. I wasn't even there. But when they have you down as someone influential, they target you. And it
Right.
was like, all right, you want to sue us now? You want to beat our ticket? You think you're that type of person? All right, we're going to send a goon squad at you to whoop your ass. And just so happened when they started it with me, they didn't realize my brother was there. Brooklyn was there. A whole bunch of people from Brooklyn was there. So when they seen them jumping on me, everybody came off the wall. They was like, what the fuck is this? So yeah, it's not a regular person. You're not just gonna whoop me out and everybody gonna stand there and just let it happen. So they took us all upstairs and whooped us all out.
Damn. 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 So in the event that you win this, will you be like, time off, exoneration, like what's the for people who
It's two
survive?
separate things that's happened. Two separate things is happening. The lawsuit for them, I'm gonna get some M's behind that. Once my exoneration is finished with my other legal team fighting to get me home, that's a whole nother story. I got two different fights. They ain't gonna give me a chance to say, all right, we betrayed this prison stuff in to let you go. Nah, you just be witch in jail. That's it.
Right, 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 right.
So I got two different things going on at the same time.
So now, with all this being said, with everything that you got going on, you know what I'm saying, like when it comes to prison reform and redemption, what are your like views on that?
I think right now this is probably the best time for change when it comes to inmates and officers. It's sad to say that me and other people like me and Robert Brooks went through the sad stuff that we went through, but now these people are forced to wear cameras that everything they do, the world gets to see it. And they're bringing a lot of young people straight off the street, 18, 19, 20, 21 kids that don't understand this system and they're not tainted by the hateful academy that makes them believe we're all animals and monsters. They get to treat us a little bit different, even though they don't have to do nothing for us. Just treat us with a little humanity. It makes a little bit of change for us because it's always been a hostile environment, mostly with the racist officers, but there were some black officers that was with the nonsense too. But these young people who are now taking the job, the National Guard that's here overseeing things now, it changes a lot for us. So prison reform is taking place, and I give this one credit. I never liked commissioners before in the prison system. I used to hate everything prison. So the new commissioner that's now here, he is doing things that have never been done in the 32 years I've been in prison. He's coming in, he's speaking to people, he's making change, he's giving us opportunities to help him change the prison system. He's making it more transparent than
Mm,
the people who sitting in the government offices that sit over prison too, like the governor, the assembly people, the senators. They're getting opportunity through them to actually make change in here for us too.
mm,
So it's sad that lives was lost. I'm glad the world got to see it, so there's justice behind it.
Right.
And because of that, change is happening. Even with my situation, if it wasn't for me being strong enough to put pen to paper and push these articles out there to people who matter, for my story to be told, nobody would ever know what happened to me. Nobody would ever know anything about it. So the doors is opening up for us to actually have a voice now.
Cause
Prison takes your voice away.
cause I just did a tour with BX Tone and the homie we did the Second Chance University and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And you know, big shout to Norman. I mean,
yeah,
those guys really some real influential guys right there.
yes.
And
They have the
we went to,
biggest platform right now.
yes, and we went to Governor, and we went to Riverview, and there's a new way of communication in there. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to sit with some of the guards in there and talk to them about proper communication between inmates and staff. You know what I'm saying? How to get your point across, how to be relative. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately you have to understand that you're an extension of police. We look at CEOs like police.
Yes,
Look at y'all like cops. Y'all the same ones that locked us up in our eyes. So of course there's already going to be a disconnect. So when you have these programs and you allow me, Tone, Norm, you allow people like that to come in and touch base with these men, it's going to be a different output when we in there and we talking to these guys. You know what I'm saying? And
yes,
we're able to now, like I said, talk to the staff. After we talk to y'all, we talk to the staff. Hey, yo, listen, y'all can't do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't, like, I mean, it's crazy how I'm finding myself on the other end of the table. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Now you can finally say the things you always wanted to say to them because you're no longer incarcerated.
Right, right,
But for
right.
some of the people who